Hey, how's it going, everybody? And happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of The Murder Mentality. As you can see, I'm done tattooing for the day because I'm wearing fucking white. Alrighty. So today, I want to talk to you about something that is pretty poignant and a little bit of a trigger for a lot of people. What's up, Stanley? How's it going, man? Good to see you. So, what I'm going to talk to you about is pain, trauma, adversity, difficulty in life. Here's the thing, guys. Like, look, all of us have something that's happened to us. All of us have something that's been happening to us. Life's been happening to us. We've lost people. We've had trauma as a child. We've carried that around with us. We've allowed that to make us weaker because we run from it. But here's the fucking hookup. When you embrace your trauma, what's up, Chris? When you fucking embrace your trauma, when you stop pretending like it didn't happen, you start addressing it, you become unfucking stoppable. Look, if I survived everything that I have in my fucking life so far, and then I let something in the future crush me, well, it kind of fucking throws everything that I've already gone through out the fucking window. If we're going to give up, we might as well just give the fuck up. And I don't say that because I want you to give up. I want to kind of shame you a little bit into being like, damn, that's kind of a fucking hell of a way to look at it, Justin. Like, if I was going to give up, I should already been done give up. You know what I mean? Done being give up. Whatever. You know what I mean? But here's the reality, guys. Like, we are in a fucking fight for our lives at all times. Now, what I mean by that is not that we're like fighting to live or die in any given moment in a physical aspect. I'm saying that we're fighting to live or die in any given moment to actually fucking live our lives. And when we don't address our fucking trauma, well, it makes the past present. When we don't address the difficulties that we're going through, we bring them into the future with us. And it's literally like our only duty in life. Really, this is the only thing I think that you are incumbently and positively fucking responsible for, and that is to address your pain, to address the things that cause you fucking pain, all right? Address the things that caused you pain, that are continuing to cause you pain. Address them. And then once you have, to pass those tools on to other people, all right? Those are the only two things I can think that for sure, no matter what walk of life, no matter what fucking religion, no matter what you do with your life, no matter what you believe, that are absolutely your fucking duty to do, all right? Your duty, not implied, not should do, have to, all right? If you don't handle your trauma, it'll handle you. And it'll fuck you all the way off until you realize that you are bigger than that trauma, that the God that you have inside of you is bigger than that trauma, and anything that could ever come up against you is smaller than that one thing. It hasn't been, why me? Why did I get into this situation? Why this? Why that? First of all, your decisions have got you into that situation. And if they didn't, then it's God molding you into something more powerful. Have you ever noticed that the people that you know that have been through the hardest fucking shit, that have had the hardest time, the craziest things happen to them, are some of the strongest motherfuckers you know? And that the other ones that aren't as strong as they could be, even though they have been through all that, when you look at them, you see them as strong, even though for some reason they don't? That's because they haven't accepted that that trauma was building them yet, and they're still looking at it like it crushed them. God has no limits. When we place limitations on what we can overcome, we place limitations on what God can bring us through. And I'm here to tell you, I've been through a lot. I have been through a lot, both I inflicted on myself and things that were inflicted upon me. And the hard part about it is that as I got older, I had to eventually come to the realization that I was allowing myself to be put into that position over and over again. If you'll give me 1 second, I'm pretty sure some customers just walked in.
Hi. $300 for free touch-up for that, and we were just trying to get an appointment for it. The guy said he did it. He's the young guy with the
Yeah,
curly hair.
I can get your phone number for you and have you reach out to him.
Because he said he was supposed to reach out to us, and we made.
It's been a few months ago.
Yeah, and he said because of COVID, but as
I
soon as
think I
COVID was
had
over,
this
to
call.
get it. No, he knows who I'm talking about.
It's under yours. It's 397-1002.
Christina Johnson, because before, my number had changed before that, I don't know. But, and then he did another one on my neck, but he was like, this is, you get free touch-up, see how it did the thing? And I paid $300.
We're
859.
This is the car I had. I'm not sure if that's the actual artist.
Yeah, that's it.
Hayden, curly hair, Jimmy.
I got his, he gave me his personal cell phone, but he never got back to me, and I'm like,
No, we've had to replace your phone since then.
no,
probably,
maybe.
depends on different.
But it's just, it's easy to just touch up, I tip them and everything, it's just, I wish you, I know that you can, but it just, I wish you could've done
You're doing
more
your work.
design. Cause your work is great, I would rather have a little bit of,
Your face work.
Oh, lots of different people, to be honest, man. I mean, I've been doing tattooed for close to, so.
Good, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I would help you out, but literally,
So, do you do the piercings that, like, at all, okay, the tattoos? Really? So if I asked you to fix this, cause then I wanted, I'm a Libra.
Maybe.
No, I wanted the 2 Libra skills he didn't understand. And I paid, what, $150 for that? But I would rather it be like the scales, like the really
It
pretty
was the
scales for
idea
Libra.
that she wanted. It was a Libra sign, but not the correct one that she
And
wanted.
that was my first tattoo ever in my life.
Okay, I mean, I can have him reach out to you and take care
Not
of
you,
that.
him, I'm asking you.
Oh, I mean, I looked out so, man, I only tattoo face stuff. I
Um,
literally only tattoo
How
face
big
neck
is
pieces, like, I mean, like, this pieces, there's
Like,
anything
this
that's
big?
5 hours or more.
Okay.
Also, I've actually been looking in for a half sleeve for a
wait, okay.
But he understands about sleeve.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, I appreciate it,
Yeah,
let him
I'll
know.
put this
Oh,
on as a.
may I look behind your ear, cause
Will you
something
tell
intrigued
him
me.
on that sheet, put, wedding ring, or like, and then put ROD, you'll know, right, or guys, and, what's that language? Norse, I'm sorry, Norse.
Hey,
I'm just learning.
What the hell is it for? Ruse?
Yes,
it's,
runes,
yeah,
runes.
this,
Norse runes.
these are some symbols, I'm sure you know, that's all it.
I mean, he's probably seen them before. That's what I was looking at behind your right ear, was your writing, your tattoo work. Yeah, right there, you just had touched it. It looks like the New York Yankees.
Oh, yeah, some old tattoo shop I used to work for, called Next Level.
It looked like the New York.
Oh, Black Arm.
Alright,
Oh,
look,
that
you
was
want this
amazing.
time,
I thought
our
it was
nail
something
art's
else.
on to go downtown.
I know, we got them on.
He's probably busy and shit.
I
Come on,
just
don't
wanted
take
to
up
show
any
you
more than
this,
you can
'cause
sign.
it was. That's what that reminded me of. That was my Christmas present.
Oh, yeah, man. It's good.
Oh my God.
On his desk, his razor reminded me of it. You have a great day, sir.
I'll put this on
Thank
today
you.
for you guys.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm doing it.
Sorry about that, guys. Appreciate you waiting. I had a couple of crackheads come in. Well, oh man, that's always fun. But all right, so let's get back into it here. We're talking about trauma. We're talking about adversity. We're talking about the difficulties that we all face in life. And what I want to, again, bring to your attention is that literally for you to make any type of tool, for you to make a useful foundation for a house, for you to do anything in your life that is worth fucking doing, anything that has a way to build you up, you're going to have to break yourself down a little bit. It's the same way we build muscles. Your soul and your strength on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level is built the same way that you do with your muscles, all right? If you know anything about working out, it's time under tension, all right? So what that means is that the more pressure, the more you can get those muscle flexors to hit and put stress on it and actually break down the muscle tissue, the bigger it builds back up when it heals itself. This is us. This is us. Like, stop talking about your past like it's the reason why you're fucking acting like shit right now. And start talking about your past as to why it's the reason why you're fucking smashing that shit right now. Stop sitting around acting like the stuff that happened to you and not for you. How come the people I know that are the strongest motherfuckers in the fucking world, how come the people that I respect the most are some of the people that have been through the worst types of shit you can imagine? Do you respect people who have never struggled? I'm not saying you disrespect them, but do you look up to people who've never struggled once in their life? Do you admire people that have never had to really work at something? Because I don't. I think that's fucking universal. I think it's universal that we respect and love people who have struggled and come through it. When somebody tells me a story, goosebumps, when somebody tells me a story that I'm like, God damn, how did that not crush you? And they're standing in front of me, absolutely crushing life. They've turned their fucking pain into a superpower. They've turned their trauma into a superpower. People turn their trauma into best-selling books. They turn that pain into fucking money, into financial freedom for their family, into a book that can help other people. I'm taking my pain and my trauma, all of the fucking things I've experienced in my life and all the tools that I've learned as a result of that process, and I'm giving them the fuck away. I want people to have these tools. I want people to be able to fix themselves, because nobody could fix me but me. And only could I fix me with God's help. Only once I gave up the idea that I could fucking control everything around me and avoid this trauma or pain I'd experienced did I literally finally learn to start living. Once I gave up control, absolute surrender restores absolutely. When you turn your problems in at God's feet and you say, please help me get through this, Lord. And then you believe you're unstoppable. When you pray for something and you don't put faith behind it, it's a fucking wish, and God doesn't play with wishes. You don't play with wishes. What we need to do is to simply ask ourselves, what do we love? What do we respect? What do we admire? And then go be those things. It is absolutely so simple when you put it into context of that. I don't need to wonder what I should do in any given situation if I ask myself, what would God want from me in this situation? What would the best version of me do in this situation? What's the right thing to do? You've never not known. You've never not known. When somebody else sits around and complains all the fucking time about situations and things that happen to them, if you're complaining about something that happened to you 20 fucking years ago, literally, I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to be as polite as possible, and it's not very polite, unfortunately, but all your friends are tired of hearing that story. If you're still complaining about the trauma that happened to you when you were a child and not using that as a way to help other people through that trauma and become more healed themselves after you've healed yourself, nobody wants to hear about it anymore. Literally, I've been in rooms full of drug addicts, an addict myself, and literally we were just passing dope and our problems, and literally like each person would take the turn to cry about something that happened in their life and tell everybody that that's why I fucking used dope. And then they'd pass it to the next person. We just do that in a fucking circle. Just co-signing each other's fucking lazy bullshit attitudes. But the thing is that once I addressed it and I realized how powerful my emotions were and why I wanted to run away from them because they're so fucking powerful, all of a sudden, I realized that fucking power is in the pain. The power is in the pain. The passion is in the pain. The fucking superpower cheat code to life is to fucking embrace your pain. To stop running from it. To stop pretending like you can avoid pain. Pain avoidance is like the number one cause of people's anxiety. Pain avoidance is the number one cause of people fucking not being able to level up. It's the number one cause of people inflicting the same fucking trauma on themselves over and over and over and over again. You cannot avoid pain, but you can see pain as the building blocks that will make you stronger. You can see each blow that life lands as a fucking blow from the hammer. The very creator of the universe forming you into a tool like you would iron, putting it in the fire, heating it. I'm sure if the iron that was being formed into a sword or steel that was being formed into a sword could fucking make a noise, it would be screeching at the top of its lungs. I'm sure to personify, it would be a terrifying experience. But when it was all done, it would say, oh, all of those things was to build me. And I'm going to keep saying this. Why did that happen to me? Because God has a plan greater for you than you could imagine. And unfortunately, as hard as it is to believe, that trauma has built you to be better. Why me? Because God knows exactly who the fuck you are and knows exactly who you're going to become. Why me? Because the ingredients that make the best version of you are not for you to fucking determine. The circumstances that happen to you in life that are outside of your control are outside of your control. But the only thing that is within your control 100% is this. Can you approach life with a loving, grateful heart? Can you choose in the worst of times to be the best of you? Can people rely on you? Can you rely on you? Do you love yourself so fucking much that when shit happens, you say, good, I got this, let's do this? Or do you fucking have so little confidence in yourself that the most minor of things causes you to go to pieces? It literally is just about consistent implementation. If there's one person in this live video right now that doesn't have something bad that happened to them in life, just fucking one, raise your hand. Tell me in the comments, I've never had something bad happen to me or something surprised me. I've never lost a family member suddenly. I've never wanted to run from my pain. To get to know now, as a man that I am, to really get to know who I am now, I had to get to know why I wanted to run. I had to look at myself. And to use a metaphor I've used before, I had to go deep in the dark cave of my fucking pain and my trauma and all the things that have ever happened to me. And I had to find the scared little boy that was in the back, just terrified of what had happened and what might happen and all of the things that have gone on in my life. And I had to grab a hold of that little boy by the hand and fucking lead him out of the cave. And show him how beautiful the world is. And when I came out of that cave, it was me holding me. It was my hand in my own hand. It was not me leading some version of me. It was me having fixed and repaired and chosen to believe in myself. And you can do it too. The only reason I'm here today is because I saw somebody else do it and I believed I could as well. So today, my invite to you is to look at all the things that have happened to you as the building blocks of the best version of you and not the fucking chisel that has carved away a piece of you that you can't live without. Hell, even when people fucking carve stuff, even sculptors use chisels to carve the beauty out of the marble. They don't just fucking lay a block of marble in a fucking art gallery and say, there you go, look how beautiful it is. They fucking spend hours and hours filing, chiseling, chunking, beating away at that stuff. And God is the fucking sculptor for you. The things that you're going through are each chisel blow. It's the sandpaper smoothing out the edges. And before you know it, when you choose to finally realize who you are, you will look in the mirror and see God's beautiful, perfectly imperfect creation and say, my God, have I been here this whole time? Have I really, truly been here this whole time? And hopefully by that time, you'll be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I fucking love you. That's all I have to say. All of the things that you've gone through and all of the things that will ever go against you, are exactly what builds you. Hard things make hard people. And hard people are what makes the world work. You know, it's what makes the world good. Soft people don't make good things happen. They just don't. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow.